Guys, we're going to review the, I'm going to try to say it, the WISETOOL. It's a 3/8 drive battery powered wrench, and it's 20 volts. And 20 volts, that's good. That's good for this. But it is a 3/8 drive. So you're not going to be out doing no major torquing on anything with this. It's good for light duty and stuff like that. What's kind of cool about it is that it comes with two batteries, two 20-volt batteries. That's always good. It comes with a charger. It looks kind of cheap. It comes with a little small set of sockets. Now, I used this thing for a couple of hours out on my car, but I didn't use their sockets here. I have my own sockets that I'm using on my car, and they're really good sockets. My main thing was that I'm going to review this ratchet. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is kind of take a look right here as I'm moving this, and I'm going to set this light to where I can really brighten it up here. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to get it over here where you can see where this thing, I want you to see this gap in here, and see how this just slides back and forth. It's just not very well machine made. Look at that. Look, you see how I'm sliding that back and forth? That is supposed to be, you know, to where it can move back and forth, you know, like so. But this should be a lot better than that, because actually, if you watch my hands real closely, and I'm going to try to, I hope the camera picks it up, I can move this in and out and push it in and out. So you're not going to do no real heavy work with this thing. And, you know, it is what it is. It's a 3/8 drive. It's made for small bolts. If you're like me with your half-inch drives, you know, you're trying to your half-inch battery wrenches, and you try to loosen the bolt, and you can't quite get it loosened. So with the motor here, so the first thing you do is you go to you wrench it like the old-fashioned manual wrench, and push against the motor. Well, this thing, apparently you can't do that, or you're not supposed to, because here's the very notice right here. It says, do not use socket size over 17 millimeter with this ratchet. It will cause overload and damage to the motor. Okay? I don't know about you, but I have some 3/8 sockets that's well over 17 millimeter. Then it says, when you use the reverse function, please press push the trigger switch quickly to the end. Make sure the ratchet can reach max power to release the nuts. Okay, no problem there. If sometimes the ratchet will not remove the nuts and get stuck there when you press the trigger switch, it may over torque the motor. Let me go back. If sometimes the ratchet wrench cannot remove the nuts and stuck there when you press the trigger, it may over torque and the motor is overloaded as well. In this case, please remove the ratchet wrench from the nuts quickly to avoid the motor being burned. 3, please charge the battery in time every time when you use battery powered load, blah blah blah. Basically what it's telling you is, if you're trying to loosen up the bolt and this thing won't do it by the motor, then immediately, you know, stop, or you're going to over torque or burn the motor. And definitely don't hold the trigger down and then start wrenching it. I always do that with my good electric half-inch wrenches and my air ratchets, my half-inch ratchets, and my air ratchets and my electric ratchets. All of them are built to take abuse. This is not going to take the abuse that you're normally going to give it working on a car. And so it's really made for light duty. And for that, you know, for what it is, I guess it'll work. It comes with a nice case, but if you're like me, these cases mean nothing. You know, I throw these things to the side. All my power tools go on my rack and stuff that I have for power tools, and basically that just becomes nothing. But it's a nice case anyway, and you can look inside of it and see that it has pockets and different things for the batteries and stuff. But as a tool, and I work on cars as a tool, I'd give this thing about a 3 and a 3-star. That's what I would do. This is I mean, it's just not going to hold up to a whole lot of abuse, but if you're going to use it for very light work, it might hold up for a while. But I'm going to give this thing a 3, especially since I can sit here and squeeze. If you see that what I'm talking about is a gap here, there's a gap here between this, I'll call it ratcheting gear right here, whatever you call it. And I can sit here and literally with my fingertips push these gaps together. So that tells you this is not very well made, and it's probably not going to hold up to a whole lot of abuse. I used it off and on for about 2 hours. Batteries held up, and but you know, that's pretty much what I can say for it. So yeah, I'm probably going to give it about a 3-star. Appreciate it, guys. Bye.
I'm gonna remove my steering pump, and then the alternator, and also the belt tensioner. So I'm really curious to see how this performs. I already removed the bolt, and then the idea came to make a video. So let's give it a test here. So I have an extension here with the universal adapter. Alright. The bolt. Alright. Seems to work pretty well.
I'm going to demonstrate the variable speed trigger on this WISETOOL ratchet wrench.
I like the case that this comes in. It's nice, it's handy. I particularly like having an extra battery and charger. And the unit is nice size, nice balanced. My greatest concern is the noise. It sounds like the gears are grinding in there and causes me a bit concern.